This is for all the gigolos and gigolettes. Um, wow, welcome to Get the Strap. Uh, my name is Jay Cross. Um, Before we get started, do have to say something to you all in this hobby that you call it the hobby. You're all fucking stupid. You really are. You all are. Listen, the amount of stuff that I seen. First of all, I have story time. Bebe story time with Vinny Vegas. This is episode 5 of season 2, and you want to know what happened to episode 1? I mean, episode 5 of season 1, and never aired. You want to know why? Because during that time, Mr. Eddie Williams went on his high tirade and his old crazy shit. What Mike Hollandchuk once in there, he said, this is going to be known as Black Saturday. And that happened, I think it was almost exactly a year ago. And it's funny that I am in this position that I am in now, where things are going well personally, things are going well, work-wise, things are going well here in the podcast. We're doing great. And I have to say that you're all stupid. Anyone that commits themselves to this thing, community, hobby, whatever you want to call it, is a clown. Everything that we do here is for our entertainment, right? I said this in episode 1 of season 2. I have a suit on with wrestling belts in the background. This is Rita Repulsa from the Power Rangers. How ridiculous am I wearing a suit and a tie talking about wrestling belts? Like if this is like something on C-SPAN. I went to North Carolina for vacation to the Outer Banks. How the cool kids call it the OBX. That's a thing. And my good friend Michael Shea, he drew me a nice Yu-Gi-Oh portrait. I became so much closer with my friends down there. He drew me a Yu-Gi-Oh poster, drew it up. This guy doesn't owe me a thing, but he drew it up because he knew it was going to make me feel better. I was with a group of probably like 30 people. I met the most interesting old geezer down there. His name is Jay. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not being a self indulge a dickhead and talking about myself. No, I'm talking about a guy that I actually met named Jay. I knew him before, but he adopted me. He's like in his 60s. He adopted me and said I'm his new stepson. But everything that I experienced down in the OBX on vacation is something that I want you all in the hobby to experience. And that's freedom, baby. Freedom from all the bullshit, freedom from all the anger, the frustrations that you think you have because of a hobby. People that think that groups matter. It doesn't fucking matter. None of it matters. None of it. That's why I said you're stupid. Because if you put all your energy into this, it's gonna fuck you up. You have a family, you have friends. Go and be with your friends. Go and be with your family, just like I did when I went to the OBX, and I had a fantastic time. I've been dealing with some stuff myself, interpersonal struggles, anxiety, depression, all that jazz. And it's made me realize what's important in life, right? As I should have known, right? Like my wife, my daughter, they are important. My family's important. My friends, the bestest friends I've ever had in this world, are going to be on the screen today. And John Badoy, I hope you can get there too, baby. Because I think what I got out of that trip out of the OBX was to surround yourself with positivity. Right, with positive people that are going to fill your life with good things and not shitty shit, right? There is no one, and I'm going to bridge it to the hobby right now. There is no one on this screen that would benefit if you buy a belt from Classic Shields. Not a single person. Ethan Thompson, for some reason is in their pocket, but I think it's because they're tired of him constantly texting them, that they respond back. But Ethan Thompson, Mike Jones, James Taylor, Joe Vitanza, Vinny Vegas, John Badoy. No one has a vested interest in you buying a belt from Classic Shields. No one gives a shit. What we do here is because a lot of us, most of us, lost a lot of money when we initially started in this hobby. Because we believed charlatans, or we believed different people, the stuff that they said, and they said this belt is going to be as perfect as you want it, and then you got the belt and it wasn't, and you lose out on that money, and that's just business. That's how things happen. I don't blame anyone whoever sold me something, because you're trying to make a profit. I want you all to know that there's a whole world beyond this, and I know that it may be hard at times to accept that, but there is. Go hug your family, go be with your friends. There is a whole world beyond this. When you get the blinders on and you just look and say hobby, 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 you end up losing your mind, doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. And that's not why we're here. We're here to have fun. And I think all this, and someone may go, what happened? Nothing happened. I went to the OBX. That's what happened. I've never been mad about coming back from. I've never been mad coming back about a vacation, because I like coming back from vacation. I go, man, it's time for me to go home. It's a fresh start. It's the reset. But this was the first time that I came back and I did not want to come back. I didn't. So my plea to you as a hobby, as a community, is to get your ass out of your couch. Leave the groups. Go. There's a whole world. Hot Girl Summer's here. And you know what's the crazy thing? 2021, you did not get to spend it with Culture Shock Entertainment. Mike Jones did not crap on your love for WWE in 2021. Ethan Thompson didn't tell you that your belt was shit in 2021. Joseph Thompson didn't grace you with that gorgeous bald head by choice of his in 2021. Vinny Vegas did not run the Pride Parade last year in 2021. Hell, James Taylor did not wear a mini skirt. John Badoy didn't scream "baby" at the top of his lungs. 2021, we were quiet. But in 2022, oh baby, the summer nights are going to be amazing for us, for you, because we're here to entertain. Now, before I go on another tangent, I want to bring on my first guest. One of the guys that actually stays away. You know how people say, "Hey man, I don't like drama," and I'll be the first one to admit. Okay, I'll be the first one to admit I don't like it. I don't like the drama, but baby, it entertains. But here's a guy who actually stays away from all the bullshit in the hobby, and someone I enjoy watching on YouTube, enjoying his reviews. He is a great friend to the show, and I hope he can come back numerous times. Mr. John Badoy. John, welcome to Get Strapped, baby.
Finally here, man. This is how it looks like, huh? This is y'all upgraded. This is nice right here, man.
Bro, I love the sweatshirt. I love the hat. I love the whole vibe. You always have a vibe, bro. Oh,
I tried, man. I tried.
But go ahead.
But first, though, this is not directed to Dustin King, Chris Pratt, all them good middleman people. This is directed at one guy. We're not gonna say his name or its name. You know, we don't really call it. You know, we don't. No, that's it. That's directed at one man. Cause of him, I missed out of a lot of Get the Strap, Culture Shock Entertainment because of him. So this is to you, my guy. Hope you're doing good, because I'm living well.
Love you, baby. That's what's up. That's what's up. I love the positivity. I love the shoes. I'm looking at my white Air Maxes over here. I'm like, man, this motherfucker. Look at it, bro. Look at you.
Oh, a little light.
Oh,
little light.
My God, Mike Jones, relax. Don't ever let Mike Jones come in your house. He'll take those things.
So
yeah, look at that.
Light.
Oh,
it's a little light today. It's a little light, you know. Or I can make it shine too, like how you said, make it shine, right?
Let me see. Throw it.
Shine. Like I can make it shine a little bit. Just
My
a little
God,
bit.
yeah.
Just a little bit. You know, just
Don't
a
invite Joe Batonza to your house either. Ethan will take the belts, but Jones and Joy will take the sneakers. John, I am so glad to have you here. You are one of the few collectors, bro, that makes this cool, right? Because this is like the geekiest shit. When you look at the drama, the bullshit that goes on, it's laughable. But tell me how you, like just the cool guy who likes to vibe out, how did you get to this point in the wrestling belt collecting community?
I learned something from my mom and my uncle. Mind your business. If they're talking that way, it had nothing to do with you. Grown folk talking, mind your business. Go over there. I'm like, all right. It's that simple.
You apply the same shit to the hobby.
Yep. Mind my business.
I
But
love it.
But what a lot of people don't know, I'm gonna give you your props, Jay. Because when I was having issues with my own belt and I didn't know who to go to, I'm like, hey, I hit you up. I didn't say this in my interview because I wanted to say this on the show. I hit you up and said, hey man, can you make a call? Like, and you did. And I got my belt first before you got your belt. So I always remember that. I'm like, all right, this is a stand-up dude. Like he sacrificed himself for a nobody. You feel me? So yeah.
Everybody's a somebody, and anytime you need help, brother, anybody out there, you just hit me up and let me know, and we're always down to help, you know. And I appreciate you bringing that up, John. I have a question for you. So I brought this up to Matt Panetta last month, and I'm gonna switch the question up for you a little bit. So because people got angry, people get butthurt every time I say the words classic shields. Bro, there's like 8 middlemen right now losing their fucking minds. They're not even watching the show, right? So I asked this question to him, but I'm going to change it a little bit for you. I asked him, Matt, tell me why, oh, why you go with classic shields. John, why, oh, why WWE shop?
It's easier. Would you rather wait 3 months or 3 days? Like right now, we're talking about the WCW US belt, right? The 3-plater. They had that in the shop. Honestly, for me, I would rather go to the shop. Plus, it could be on. I think it's on sale right now, right?
Oh, $319.99, baby.
Yeah, and you could do Klarna.
You like can. What,
$76 every 2 weeks, and you could get a re-leather.
So, John, and because Ethan threw out that he's waiting on that white scratch Big Eagle. He's still waiting on it. Knowing him, he's probably already sold it. The question won't make people. So listen, John, you do great reviews, right? And I normally would want to do a review, but I normally leave it to everybody else. I don't like doing things that people have already done, you know. But you've taken a concept that's been there, and you've morphed it into your own thing. And before we get into it, I do have to ask you, what are your thoughts on how WWE Shop is doing in the past 2 years? Because 2 years ago, there was barely anything on the shop. And now, I mean, they're covering the back. They're doing a whole bunch of different shit, bringing out belts that I never thought that they would bring out, even though they have the Legends logo. What are your thoughts about their work in the past 2 years?
It improved. Because I remember when I was a kid, I saw I went to a live show. I saw the Undisputed V2, and this kid had it. I'm like, "Hey man, can I see it?" When I held it, I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And because mind you, I'm looking at the guys who are on TV holding it, like big 300-pound guys, like struggling to hold it up, and I'm like, "No way, this is not it."
Yeah.
And now it's completely different. Like it looks like. That thickness is really important. You know what I mean? That's what she said. But that that thickness is very important.
Yeah.
And because would you rather it's I don't know, I can't really explain it, but they went leaps and bounds. It's like going from a V6 to a V8 in car terms.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have to agree with that. But then you have the people that, say that, the shop belts are hollow. There's always the critics out there. But then you have the people that want like a real belt. Like I want something that's supposed to go to a promotion. So and that's where they go overseas. So like, do you go overseas, and do you have any belts on order right now with a new overseas maker?
Not new overseas maker, a Classic Shields one. I had 3 belts on order. Well, how many? Hold on. Sorry. 4. Sorry. I have undisputed V4 plates that's already been finished.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cast big gold plates that I'm still waiting on. So people for saying, "Oh, you guys have channels, you guys get first dips."
We don't get
do
shit.
not. We wait in line like the rest of y'all.
And that's something that I don't understand when they say that, when they call us elitists and stuff like that. Like I don't give a shit. A lot of the times, a lot of people say, they worship Classic Shields, but they never cut this part, right? Action. Mm-hmm. Get whatever belt you want. We don't care. Cut. Yeah. They never pull that out. So exactly. Classic Shields, I get them because I want perfection. I know that some of the belts, the AWA, inmate was not perfect. I want that shit perfect. That shit's gonna sit in my office. I want it to be perfect, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah, exactly.
And you you've handled a lot of belts, right? Mm-hmm. With your with your YouTube channel and your collection. Tell me real quick about your creative process and like saying, hey, I want to review that NXT, which is a gorgeous belt from when you get it from the shop. Please don't fucking boot the NXT. When you review, like what's your creative process in getting that end result that you give the viewers? Because a lot of people here watch your YouTube reviews.
I would say I would look at it in the sense of the belt's perspective. Like, how we get a POV view of how the belt would look. Yeah. And like with that, I already knew what I was gonna do. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a send out strap. As soon as I win a raffle, I'm gonna get a send out strap, and I'm gonna do it in a way. Because when you see other people do it, they set the camera down in the middle of a living room or whatever, and they unscrew it. I'm like, well, what if you put it in the perspective of the screw? Like put the camera where the screw is sitting, and you could put the camera up face, like you could put the plates going towards the belt, and do another angle of you putting the plates on the leather. Yep. So it gives you different angles of different views.
And that's why I leave that shit to you, John. I leave it to you because I don't have the patience for it. Now, John, if given the opportunity, oh shit, you went away.
Yeah, my bad. I got issues with my thing right now.
You good, baby. If given the opportunity, I know that Jamar is your favorite, one of your favorite makers or the favorite maker, right? Why is he your favorite maker?
He made my favorite belt. Undisputed V4. Oh. WWE Undisputed V4. That's beautiful. It.
What that was on TV how many times? Once? Once for like a few minutes?
No, it was the when Eddie won it.
Oh, Eddie had the V4. The V5 was the one that Bischoff brought out to Kurt Angle. Okay.
Yep. And the reason I like it because I'm 5'4". Yeah. Like, ain't no way I'm winning a WWE belt, like heavyweight belt. So when I saw a dude that's like 5'10", I'm like, oh, I could do that.
You could definitely do that.
Then when I was a kid, because he won the belt down the block from me, Cow Palace.
Yeah.
I wanted to go, but my mom said you ain't going to that bad neighborhood that night. Like, no.
She kept you safe, and you missed out Eddie winning the title, bro.
Oh yeah. I have friends that told me, hey man, I was there. Goldberg was huge. It was freaking crazy. He went outside. He said hi to everybody. And I'm like, word?
That's insane. Bro, I would have been tight. I would have definitely been tight.
But yeah, so that belt holds a lot of memories for me.
It's an amazing belt. I mean, it's one of my favorites. Mine is the V2 because I just love how big it is. Yeah. But it's definitely a belt up there. And Jamar does great work. I mean, do you think, knowing the stuff that you know about Jamar, right? Like the business practices and all that other stuff, just overall, would you, if possible, order a belt from Jamar? Shit, I put you on the hot seat, man. Jam, you should have fucking sent me a message back and say, hey, this is too personal.
Yeah, but I will send one of my homies over there to watch him.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
I'll have an insurance policy. Let's just say that. Let's just put it that way.
Bro, the Better Business Bureau is gonna want to talk to you because they just a whole bunch of shit. But that's I mean, to get it from the maker that's done that shit, why not, right?
Oh yeah,
I would
that's
send
the goal.
Vinny. I'll send Vinny and Jones down there. Vinny can talk him down, and Jones can get him to rush. But definitely,
Hmm.
um, we all have our holy grails, right? I have the IWGP V4. Mike Jones loves the Winged Eagle, and bro, he literally just snapped at the camera. Jones, it was a joke. I was joking. That was a joke. Do you have a holy grail of wrestling belts?
Yeah, it's right here. I'm gonna show you a pic because straight, no logo's blurred. It's that.
There it is.
The
So it is the belt
V4
that
with the
you
Eddie Guerrero nameplate on it, straight from
nice.
Classic Shields. So that's yeah.
It's gonna be a beautiful belt, bro.
Hmm.
It's gonna be heavy too.
Oh,
That's gonna be
oh
a
yeah,
heavy
most
belt.
definitely, yeah. Uh huh.
Um, John, one more question. Tonight we are reviewing your boy Jamar's WCW United States. What are your thoughts on the design, my friend?
I'll be honest. I don't like the side plates, but the main plate is freaking amazing on the side. Like you know how it's a clear finish in the in the middle, then on the edge it has that floral pattern. That to me is dope. The way
Yeah.
he did that, that was nice.
Yeah, and a lot of people prefer the five plater, but I'm gonna tell you, I prefer the three plater actually.
Yeah, that's
um, so it's I guess it's all preference, right?
yeah, it's all
Um,
preference.
so John, thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna bring you back for overtime. I love your shirt, and I'm gonna actually order one. So we're gonna be in contact in a few. So let's put John backstage. Remember to subscribe to his channel. He'll be back later on for overtime. Um, bro, what a guy! What a guy! And his YouTube channel is amazing. He tells you a story, not directly from Jmar Aftermarket. No, you are correct, my friend. Nico, what's up? Okay, I see you with the bro. Yo, Anna, stop playing, bro. You play too damn much, man. You making me blush in front of company. Damn it, man. All right. So every time I come to do this show, every time I have to write this segment down, I kind of pause and go, should I actually do this? Um I've actually so you guys get a different version of Mike Jones, right? You get like a glossy, well put together version of Mike Jones. I get raw Mike Jones. Okay. I get Mike Jones that tells you how, Thanos was right. So I I want to have a conversation and tell you that when this man gets angry and starts, yelling about things, random bantering and stuff, I just said to myself, sure, why not? Hope that the jar of optimism, which will come next later on, will help me out to get us through days. And then Ethan Thompson's random ramblings about wrestling will get me by and tell me that everything is going to be okay. So, and Ethan Thompson, of course, Thanos was right. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring on the man to tell you about this month in wrestling, Mr. Mike Jones. Michael,
Can you hear me, sir?
I can definitely hear you, good sir. Are we going to have to censor you tonight?
No, my kid's here with me, so it's gonna be kind of peaceful.
Okay.
No, kind of
What she
peaceful.
say?
Like it's like
Nah, not Thanos. Yeah, don't Jones. You don't have to explain why Thanos was right, because then we'll be here till 3 in the morning. It's okay. It's okay. So Jones, I'm
hmm
gonna let you do you. Please behave. I
Okay.
love you, bro.
Love you too. Past month in wrestling, honestly, it's been kind of a blur for the most part. If you hear rambling in the background, I'm sorry again. That's my kid. She kind of wanted daddy time today, so hey, she wins. But thanks, Panetta. AEW's been doing very well. That's the look I'm actually going for. So Nice catch. Uh, better than what? Okay. AEW's been pretty good. I'm actually been thoroughly impressed with this Owen Hart tournament. This is one of the better put together tournaments. They've been doing some slow burn storytelling. Has been very well done. Um, FTR is amazing no matter who you put them in the ring with, even when you put them in the ring against themselves. Um, WWE. Cody's Gold. The women's tag team. I guess you want to call it a division with the 4 teams. I think they have. It was interesting. Even though other people say I'm a moron for saying this, but I stand with Sasha and Naomi. Fight me if you don't like it. Point blank. I am Team Taz. Um, Ezekiel and Kevin Owens is very very good comedy spots. I'm loving Sami Zayn with the Bloodline. So WWE hasn't been bad. It's just even though I am Mr. Impact, Mr. TNA, that's my company to through and through. I've honestly been paying more attention to AEW lately. So with that said, they better not drop the ball on Sunday. They drop the ball Sunday, it's going to be a problem. There's two belts, titles, two belts, championships, whatever the hell you want to call them. Two of them need to change hands this weekend. The tag team titles need to come off of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Both good wrestlers, but their time is done. It's done. It's like let Jungle Boy continue to bulk up and move his way up into the. Hey kid, you having fun? What do you mean no? You sound like it. Uh, sorry about that. Jungle Boy needs to go into the TNT Championship, move his way up, and then eventually get into the Heavyweight Championship bracket. But a couple years down the line, but start building that solo run for him. I see potential in him. Luchasaurus needs to. Here's the thing: he needs to drop the gimmick and just be a big man badass. The big men in wrestling are kind of dead. Thank you, sir. Um, let's see. And the other championship that needs to change hands. AEW has the blandest heavyweight champion in the business right now. Hangman is better off chasing the championship than actually being a champion. Some wrestlers just have that chase in them. He needs to chase. He's had some great, wonderful matches during his championship run, but even though I really don't think CM Punk is the person to put the belt on, it'll put more casual fans' eyes on AEW. They're in their third year. They're doing some good things, but they're also doing some bad things. But again, it's only their third year. You want some more attention? CM Punk's your guy. I hate saying that because I'm all about pushing younger talents, people who actually need the rub. Like, but what do I know? I've never run a company. Only companies I've run have been on video games. So, but that's the way. Like, I get it. You do want to bring in the casual fans. It's in Vegas. You don't want to end the show to me with Hangman being your champion, unless he decides to finally fully go heel and like truly embrace it. No, just put the belt on Punk, and we don't have to deal with these year-long title reigns anymore. You've established yourself for 3 years. You've had some lengthy reigns. Now you can start. You don't have to hot potato it, but no, everybody doesn't have to guarantee to hold the belt for a year. That's just that's just me. Like I said, I was gonna be peaceful today. Oh, what's That WWE pay-per-view is next weekend, isn't it? Hell in a Cell. That's what it's called. Without the champion.
Did you
That's,
did you did you just downplay a pay per view, bro?
I couldn't remember the name of it
You you
because
you were
Hell in a
talking
Cell is.
about it the other day.
No, I'm saying, but Hell in a Cell, it still doesn't feel right being in June for me.
No, you're right, but
It should be an October pay-per-view.
it shouldn't even be a pay per view itself, Michael. You know that
True,
it shouldn't.
true. Just
It
like
should
Money
not
in the
be.
Bank shouldn't be in a pay-per-view. These are special matches. They don't need to be a event.
So for me, because I'm gonna start watching wrestling a week behind, no, a month behind. I'm gonna start because I've tried to start watching, but then I see a squirrel and then I'm like, fuck this. So I want you to, can I'm going to watch a month behind so that you can tell me whether to watch or not. So today you're gonna tell me either thumbs up or thumbs down. Do I watch wrestling this month?
I'm going to tell you if you want to start watching.
If you say fucking Impact, I'm
I'll
gonna
say
kick you off this fucking broadcast.
I'm not even going to do that to you. You already know it's a
Okay,
good product, so I don't have
I
to.
love
I
you.
don't have to push it on you. I was going to say
I already know it's a good product. Fantastic, Michael. Keep going.
yeah. So I was going to say I would say go for start watching Monday. Watch the Monday. Start watching freshly because technically Monday is the end of the month, but it's technically the start of a new build up because
So it
basically you're on a
resets.
road
Yeah.
to reset because this is technically AEW's reset because wow, they were all done on video games.
Hmm.
They were all done on video games. I keep it. I do my booking with video games. I agree. Darkseid and Thanos will not be a fair fight, but
So, Michael, thank you so much. Is that a thumbs
start
up or a
Wednesday.
thumbs down?
No. Start Wednesday with AEW. If you don't watch
Okay,
the pay-per-view Sunday, start Wednesday on AEW. That's their reset. To see what
I'll
they
be
do to follow
camping.
up the pay-per-view.
I'll be camping, but I heard I have Wi-Fi up there, so I could possibly be watching.
Talk to me. I'll make it. I know a way for you to be able to watch it.
We'll talk. Definitely.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Jones, thank you so much. I appreciate you
Thank you for
coming on,
having me.
baby. See you back there. What a fucking guy. What a guy. Come on, what my wife got me. My wife is the best. My wife puts up with most of my bullshit that I do and stupid shit like this. But look, Pizza Planet. And I always have the Vinny Vegas one because that's my boo. But next month I'll be debuting the Culture Shock Twins. So you'll love that. So the WCW United States Championship, Jamar. I got some messages of people telling me why I was doing another belt again, the same belt that we did last year. And I had to tell them that it's two completely different designs. One of them had the audacity to tell me I was wrong. Yeah. So, first, from, the great city of, I don't know where he is, the biggest bully in the world, Mr. Joey V. Bebe, how are you?
Oh, it's Friday. It's Get the Strap. It's beautiful.
Brian, when have you been in chats? Bro, get in chat tonight. I'll be in chat tonight, baby. Oh, no. Jones' voice is like Fergie. Joey, how you doing, baby?
Doing good. How are you? I'm glad we're talking about this because, I have this belt.
You do. You do. And I am going to be, for the first time, educating people on Set Figures Inc. belts, if you wouldn't mind.
Go ahead.
Let me bring on your favorite janitor. Apparently, did you know that he's framing his own belt now? Did you know this?
Yeah, if you watch,
I didn't know.
I didn't know he was framing it, but you see it in the background. So I guess he's a janitor and he's the tool man Taylor.
He's cleaning toilets and bringing class. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ethan Thompson, baby.
Hey, cleaning toilets and bringing class, and don't forget, I'll still eat your ass. But that's how we do it, bro. There you go. You want that? You want that GTS, bro? We do it like that, bro.
Let me ask you a question. When did you start that? Because you know me, I went to the OBX, and I think I've ghosted everyone after that. I literally still in North
I've been
Carolina.
a while because pre Get the Strap season 1 that was derailed by Eddie and Johnny to NWO. I had a.
That's a lie. Did you have that already?
No, I had a white Intercontinental on shot plates.
Frank.
But you know, it's just something. It's just something to do, you know.
So, I really want to do that. I want to do that to one of my belts.
I wouldn't recommend doing it with like super like, you know, I wouldn't put classic shields in there just because of the way you have to fold the leather. But like shop or like this is a Nawaz SD. Dude, phenomenal SD plates anyways. So it's on my re-leather list. So when I get down to getting that re-leathered, then it'll come out of the case. But until then.
All right, we gotta see this. Ethan eat a booty gang. Yeah. It's
hey, I'm gonna piggyback on what your little diatribe you went on earlier.
So before we do that,
all right, go
bring on the man who is gonna be with me at SummerSlam. This is Ethan. You know that this has been my
hold on. I'm not out of the realm of not going.
You're not?
I have like 200 hours of vacation I'm gonna have to burn this year.
Must be nice.
And and unlike Joey, like I don't have a time frame, so I got like 200 hours I need to burn, bro. So
I was going to SummerSlam, but you know someone took vacation that week.
Oh, no, bro. I'm sorry.
And $900 later, you know.
Yo, bro, beat him like I can't even say beat him like he owes you money. Just beat him.
Ethan is an elitist.
He does owe me money.
So I'm gonna go with this man to SummerSlam. Is apparently supposed to show me a good time.
He will. I was out with him a few days ago.
The man who eats his vegetables with his wings, Mr. James Taylor. Baby. How are you, Daddy?
You're muted.
Come on,
Unmute
rookie.
yourself, you son of a
There you go, rookie.
Sorry, I am a rookie. My bad.
What a fucking rookie.
I know, right? I was laughing too hard at the fact I eat my celery and with my blue cheese and my wings. So
I just want to say, James, shake it.
This guy.
Guys,
don't go to a bar with me. Sorry.
J-Mar. Joseph, I want you to guess. What do you think is J-Mar's why do we allow sluts? Why? I even forgot what I was gonna say. I just forgot.
Because and that's the beauty about this show and these people, right? Like I said, I'm gonna do a diatribe at some point, but like, yo, we just vibe, bro. John is one of those dudes. Is like, he's the first person I met in this hobby. Mm-hmm. First person.
James is the first person I met,
bro. But John, like, yo, I will defend John in public because John's a little guy, and I'm a mountain.
He is.
He's a little guy.
I don't know. I thought he was like 6'2".
He just said he was 5'4".
He like Jameson, bro.
He is.
Yeah, he like Jameson.
Oh shit.
He's like the little Indian in the cupboard. You can just pick him up and put him in.
So, Joey.
Yes.
J-Mar.
Yes.
Why do you think? What do you think his reputation is on the Better Business Bureau website?
I'm gonna say an F. You know,
bro, there are hundreds of complaints.
So they grade you like A, B, C, right?
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows.
There are hundreds of complaints.
But he does post on his Facebook.
There are hundreds of complaints. here is.
I tried to convince my parents. That's what F stood for.
So, you're funny about that because when I lived in the South, they would not do F. They would not skip over E. They would go A, B, C, D, E. So I remember one time I got an E, and my mom's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, excellent." Not knowing the teacher called her.
Oh my god,
Bro. Here is the question that I have for the people that are against boots. I'm against boots to a point. This is a few shop belts.
Spinners.
With that amount of money and the amount of people that have not received belts, have not received items from this person, why should anyone respect some copyright bullshit and not get this belt done overseas? Joe Batanza.
I agree, especially with Jamar and Milliken. But there is an American maker that does have the rights to make a few Jamar belts. So you can go that route. He's trusted.
But what happens to your logo?
Man, that's a good question. I think it becomes the WOW logo. So if I take him out of the equation, if you're going to boot Jamar and Milliken, go right ahead. I will say that.
That's...
Yeah.
Ethan Thompson, you tell me what is your thought process on those people that say that you're wrong either for some reason or another to go to Classic Shields other than reaching out to Jamar or to the individual. Well, the individual that has the WOW thing, that's not his fault. He does a great belt, so we're not even gonna include him in that. Because he does the belt to the point. It's just the logo that's different. But why wouldn't you go to Jamar?
Well, obviously you don't go to Jamar because you're not going to get delivered, period. But my thing is with Midwest belts, your WWF logos or your WCW logos. Now the shop 3-plater, phenomenal belt. So it's one of those. But prior to this belt releasing, I am an advocate like, yo, if you want to go get a boot WWF belt or a WCW belt, by all means, just do it. Cause there's too much red tape, logistics. There's just too much involved in having to do it. Now, when you get into your current AEWs and things like that, that's where I differ. I'll never boot something like that just out of respect for, I understand people's work and I understand that part of it. And you can call it a dick rider or whatever you want to call it. But at some point you draw a line, it's either fair game for all or you be sensible in the thing. And I'm just trying to be sensible. WWF, WCW, to me, those American makers have ruined their reputation enough to not have that leeway.
Before we go a little into that, JT,
what's up?
my beautiful snuggle bug.
That's right.
If you got the $250,000 of my insurance policy once I pass, would you go to Jamar?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But why not?
Not
Why
unless
are
I got
you
to.
feeling such negativity?
I mean, you brought up the Better Business Bureau already, so I'm like, definitely not. But if I went there with that money and I could watch him and be like, listen, you make my belt for me, but I'm going to come there and I'm going to watch you make it through every step of the way. I'm going to sleep in your house. I'm going to do all that. Then I would maybe spend the money to get a Jamar. And look, I'm going to probably be there with the whip saying, listen, get to it. This is crap. You better make me
Get it going.
We can take
that's
a
the
ride
only
down there,
way.
James.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way that I would get a J-Mart is if I could be there watching him and making sure that I get my belt. Unlike all these other unfortunate people who were, didn't get their stuff like they should have. That'd be the only way I'd do it. And then I'd probably, even at that point, then I'd just give one of those that belt to somebody who missed out and lost that money, and I'd give them a belt that they deserve. But that's just me.
Facts.
So
That's just you, and you're just a man. That's all you are. A very handsome man. That's at that.
look, I'm just trying to be like you, man. That's
The
it.
celery and blue
Bro,
cheese.
chill the fuck out.
You just need to work on that
That's
beard.
it, bro.
So,
I do.
listen,
It gets a little spotty, bro. I'm trying.
So Jay,
All white trashy.
do you know
Neck beard.
there is a lot of jargon in the hobby, right? And so Figures Incorporated, right? Figures Inc. A lot of people don't know this, the difference. But Joey actually told me this like a year and a half ago. He probably doesn't even remember. The reason why one version of this belt is called the Alliance Edition, and this one is just called the WCW United States, right? So initially, when the belts were released, this was the pricing. Your standard was $199.99. And your Alliance Edition was $249.99. Your standard, that was the one that had the WCW 1998, I believe it was 98 or 99 on the back stamped. All right. And that was 1 millimeter of a belt. Ethan is already cringing. Obviously, your fake leather, but it did the job, right? It did the job. Joey, you have had the 2 millimeter version, and I want to ask this just as a collector standpoint. And I don't want you to view this as a guy who knows about classic shields. I want you to, right? And they're gonna use this and say, "Oh, look, he's just loving classic shields." I ain't making money off of classic.
I got
shields.
one
You
belt
are.
off of CS, and everybody's like, he's a classic shields guy.
Elitist.
So here's the thing: would you prefer having the 1 millimeter original or the 2 millimeter Alliance Edition when WWE took over? That was 2 millimeters in play. Which one would you take?
I mean, I guess the more millimeters, the better. The better plate thickness, the better. But
That's what she said.
yeah, so, I mean,
You have it, Joey.
I do. It was the first belt I ever bought.
Look at that. This one is the original. This is the first Figures Inc. United States Championship.
That's the 1 millimeter.
That's the 1 millimeter.
I gotta see what it says on the back of mine. What year?
Yours is you have the red bag.
I do have no. Mine no. The TV title that I had the red bag.
That's
This
the Alliance.
one came with the WCW Alliance bag, the black bag with the red WCW letters. I
Yeah,
still have
that's-
that bag.
Would you rather be elite or rinse, recycle, repeat? Look at
Elite.
this, bro. Jesus,
All day.
Relax.
Yeah, so I do
So-
have the Alliance edition.
So you have the Alliance Edition, and I mean, so let's go to elitist. Ethan, go ahead.
Well, so the whole thing is like, obviously, if this was what would we say, 98, 99?
98, 99.
So obviously, if this is all that was available, then like, I'm fucking fantastic and just happy. But we're 2022 where my options are a lot different. And to me, that looks like something I would pick up at Walmart. And yeah, it looks like those little toy belts you start off with your kids. That's just what it looks like to me.
I got my kid one of those.
My kid has like a treasure trove of them.
Right. Jimmy,
Yeah,
I gifted
Yes.
this to you.
I would
happy?
sleep with it every single night. I would sleep
You
with it.
sick son
if
of
you
a
gift it
bitch.
to
You're in
me.
front of people.
Absolutely. So
Would you want this, or would you want like something from Classic Shields?
well, I mean, who wouldn't want? Well, Actually, I should take that back. I personally, of course, I would want a classic Shields, but not everybody wants a classic Shields for whatever reason. So, but like, you know, if somebody gifted this to me, it's going in my detolf, right? Because I value those kinds of things. But I'm not like a 1 millimeter guy. You know what I mean? I've had like, you know, I think the lowest depth I've had was 2 millimeter. It's a thin plate. I feel like I could probably bust this over Jones' head. You know,
Yeah.
it's not for me, but again, just like Ethan said, if this was 1998, 1999, and I got this at that point, I'd be a total mark, losing my mind, right? So, but current days, you know, we've had our experience with the belts and had different things, and it just doesn't fit the collection. But obviously, if you gifted it to me, of course, be in my bed every single night.
I just
and there
looked,
it is. It says
Joe
1999.
Poppy,
So I went off camera. It was only for 5 seconds, 5-second rule. Okay.
that's what she said.
Yeah. So, you know, wasn't off camera for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm good. No, I went off camera to look on the back of my Figs US title and see the year.
What does it say?
2007.
Ooh, Alliance Edition. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know a lot of the guys from Belt Addicts Anonymous, if they're watching, they're like losing their minds about it.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Max.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would pick the shop. I'm throwing it all out of the window, and instead of I'm gonna tell you, I would pick the shop.
Currently 2022. Oh, 100%. I take the shop just because
Agreed.
wait time, price, and everything like that. There's nothing special about this belt. That's why. If it was the 5-plater, different. But the Eagles pigeon to me bothers the hell out of me. It's just one of those belts. It's like, yeah, I'll grab it from the shop, no problem.
You're
But
an elitist, bro.
I hate that word. I've learned to despise that word.
Don't.
I
despise,
really
embrace.
no. You have to despise it, right? Because if you despise something enough, you'll kind of embrace it.
Very true. Very
And
true.
like,
It's true.
I've had like, we talked about the middlemans, and you've seen John's sweatshirt, you know, F the middlemans and
Bro,
things
I
like
love
that.
this.
I love John, but like me and Nick Carnival, we have this little thing going back and forth. You know, he's the middle guy for X-Men.
Is he a dickhead or is he cool?
He started off as a dickhead, but I think he's slowly converting to an elitist. Picked up 2 more classic Shields belts today.
Good for
Yo,
him.
just enjoying
What
them.
was
And
his-
like, he got the scratch logo white and the block logo Big Eagle.
Ooh, he went in. Okay, yeah,
See,
all right.
that's
yeah.
my issue with like being
Congratulations,
called elitist. Why are you elitist when you like what you like? You like different quality. So how are you an elitist? It's like if you go in a store, someone has a pair of say like Reebok pumps, and another dude comes in with Jordans. Does the guy with the Reebok pumps say, "Yo, that dude's an elitist because he has Jordans"? No,
Bro, you can't, bro. Hold on, you just mentioned Reeboks, man. There's nothing better in this world.
Those
than a
pumps,
classic
bro.
pair. Those classic pairs, bro.
I'm just saying,
bro,
you know.
I
Listen,
remember.
man, bro.
No, I
You gotta
remember when
get
my
moving
fat
into
ass.
something.
I
Or
remember
some
when my
Shaq.
fat ass had those pumps, bro. I'd be playing basketball on the school
Bro,
court.
I want a pair. Let's order a pair, bro.
No, I'm just saying, you know, like compare like like in prices from the Reebok pumps to the Jordans. I'm just saying, like, you know, you don't see somebody with like, say, like Ethan had a pair of Reebok pumps. Say there's a kid on like at school that had a pair of Jordans. Ethan would be like, man, that dude's an elitist because he has a pair of Jordans. No, like let people enjoy what they want to buy and get, and stop crying like about like this show, what we do and everything.
But I think you call them an elitist because you're just being a hater.
I think that's too.
Or
Maybe
you
it's
just can't
jealousy.
afford it, maybe.
Jealousy.
You
I don't
can't
know
afford
what it is.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Like we have this weird like thing in this hobby where like, yo, because this person bought a better belt than I have, like he's better than me or he thinks he's better. That has nothing to do with it. Has zero to do with it.
And that's one thing that I think that people they right away talk about like us bringing up classic shields or bringing up ORM. I'm a guy that I will. This is where me as a collector, I either go shop, Figures Inc., ORM. No, wait, not yes, ORM. And that's on a good day. That's second. It has to be second hand.
I've sold all my ORMs. Done with that fucker.
But Nawaz and Classic Shields, right? And I get told that I'm that I'm an elitist, or I just am a Classic Shields fanboy, which I'm not, or that, like John said, that we get special treatment because we're nobodies. Everyone here is a fucking nobody. Stop making this so fucking important because it isn't. Literally, I am wearing a tie with wrestling belts behind me with James Taylor probably in his underwear right now. And this is serious. We're doing this for fun.
I ordered a WCW 91 to 94 from Classic Shields over a year ago. It hasn't even been fucking etched.
But you know what?
It hasn't been etched.
The crazy part that blows my mind is the people that hate on us for buying Classic Shields and putting over CS are the same people that have an order with CS. Like,
yeah, look, I got a CS on order. They called me out in January saying they can't find me. They had my plates etched. I came back. I said, okay, what's up, guys? And I haven't heard nothing since. It's a gold dust IC. So it's like I'm not getting special treatment. I know nobody else here is getting special treatment.
You're getting a gold dust IC, bro, with the leather?
Oh, of course I am. Of course I am. Of course.
That's sexy, bro.
I'm exotic, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, that is sexy.
It is.
Jimmy.
Never forget the name.
Yo.
$399 for this WCW United States Championship. Do you, my snuggly friend, think that this is too much you to pay?
Not at all. Like I'm all about, so like we all know the shop always has sales, right? So like I'll be a cheap ass every once in a while. I know it's gonna be like $319 or $299, so like I'll wait out for that. But like if it's like a day one thing. Oh yeah, but you know, like next week somebody spends $399, the next week I'm spending $299 on it. So, but I would pay the full amount for this. So I own this belt from the Waz and I loved it. It was one of my favorite. Yes, I am full on commando. That's just how I roll. I like to hang and breathe. You know what I mean? I don't like being constricted. Anyways. I had it in the Waz. It was excellent. It was a fantastic belt. But I sold it because I seen the shop was coming out with the shop one. And I'm like, well, I'll get the shop one. And I'll probably get it on American leather, re-leather it. And it's a fantastic belt. I see nothing but good reviews. I see what people have. So it's worth the price to me. And shop has just gotten better and better. There's a lady that we met on going to these different events. She's a sweet lady. She asked, and she gets details from us and saying, what do you like about the belts? What don't you like? What's things that you see? This is what I see you going on, which is why you see the backings on there.
Would that be June Jack?
That would be June Jack. Yes. Absolutely.
Yo, I've reached out to her on every single platform I can reach out to her on. Hit me back, girl.
Bro.
Absolutely. She's fantastic. So, and we've had like every show I go to, I try to touch base with her. Say the stuff I like, say the stuff I don't like. But that's why the shop's getting better, because she's somebody who actually cares about the product and will try and get the maximum funds to make sure she can put out a quality belt. And that's why you see the difference now, is because someone like that. She cares.
And that's all facts. And I mean, that I showed that earlier, Joey. You have the Alliance edition. So we're talking 2 millimeters, bro, on your side. Look at this right here. Can you see that, my mouse? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right there. You see that, how it sticks out?
6 millimeters.
5-6 millimeter, bro.
6.
How is that one compared to yours? And I'm not saying that yours is bad, bro. Because I would keep yours because I'm a Figures Inc. guy. But what do you think?
I mean, the shop one looks better than the Figs, just with the thickness of the plates. I mean, if I had a choice between the Figs and the shop, I'd take the shop all day. But the reason why I bought this belt is I'm a big fan of the WCW US belt. I think that was the last great US belt that wrestling had. Mm-hmm. To me, like the American flag, like in the middle, that's what does it for me. Like, I love that. on the belt. I'm a more of a 5-plater guy. I just love the 5-plater compared to the 3-plater. But when I bought this, I knew I wanted the WCW US title, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the 3-plater.
Yeah.
But I take the shop over it all day.
Can I ask you a question, Jay? Since you're a figs guy?
Yeah.
Since you're the figs guy. So do you think that the current WWE shop, so like you figure the 91 and 94, the 3-plater, and whatever else they're going to come out with, it's hurting the figs market now?
So here's the thing. You have to look at it from a different perspective. I think that myself, Jocelyn, you guys all know who Jocelyn Guzman is. Rob, Max, we come from a different school of thought, a different area of collecting. We fit the name Figures Incorporated means something to us, right? That stamp on the back means something to us, right? So, for example, if I were to put, let's say, on Championship Belt Brothers, a Figures Inc. WCW United States for $450, people will laugh at it. If you go to Belt Addicts Anonymous or Belt Talk and you put $450 for that same Figures Inc., people are going to take that seriously.
But in 2022, though, you have thicker plates.
But that's
WCW.
That's what I'm saying. The different school of thought.
Yeah.
Right? You and me to a point. We looked for the bigger side, the bigger millimeters in the side plate thickness, the more detail. But in also being a Figures Inc. guy, that name Figures Inc. means something to me. Right? It doesn't mean a lot to, like, I would say it would be 20% of the hobby, maybe even less, that the name Figures Inc. means something, that it's like, oh, it's a WCW US. Is it hurting the market? Of course it is. Because a lot of the people that would just want a good, decent WCW US, they can just go to the shop and get it releathered. So it depends on the school of thought that you're looking at.
I wanted to add also, there's also belts that Figs Yours Inc. made that WWE shop cannot put out, like the Andre 87,
B3.
like the Master Series. I guess.
Well, technically they could if they just use the WWE logo, correct?
They could, but
Like-
the Andre does have the WWF logo.
Yeah, so there's certain belts that will never be touched, and we understand that. But WCW is a fair game as far as logo.
Yeah. And Jimmy, look at that bag, Jimmy.
Oh yeah,
WCW.
it's crisp. It's beautiful. It's so nice. Like
I like that
have-
logo.
like,
I hate the Alliance
It's sitting
logo.
in my cart. Yeah, it's sitting in my shopping cart right now on WWE Shop, along with all my Cody stuff.
I may order one.
It's sitting there. Yeah, I was gonna order one just for this, but I'm like, I know I want one because I sold my Nawaz, and that thing was crispy. So, I mean, this is nice, man. It's as soon as I get it, it's going out for re-leather.
Oh yeah, definitely. Call me crazy, but I'll say the same. Yes, it's the scratch logo. You have the original, but with this, it's the WCW logo. Like that logo is. But me for Figures Inc., it means something, right? So look, we're not gonna go crazy. I do this every fucking month, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you for this episode. I'm gonna give you a belt that you shouldn't buy compared to a belt that you should buy.
This
Very
is what
simple
caught
because it
us.
seems like half of you can't get from point A to fucking point B when we say things. Joey.
Yes. This is the part that always gets us in trouble. Talked about the next day.
Here you go. Okay, Joey, $165, 2mm brass. What do you think?
Is that the picture that you have right there?
That's one of the pictures, yeah. You
I
got
mean,
some in a minute.
I mean, I can't really tell. I mean, from the picture, it doesn't look bad because the Figs Inc. is 2mm and it's brass. You know, the one that I have. So I'm trying to. Why does the right side plate look way bigger than the other side plate.
It is.
It's the
not-
angle of the
It's,
dangle.
no, it's not the angle. It is.
Oh,
It's
Oh.
not
shit.
the, I thought the same thing. It's not the angle.
That's the first
they-
thing that I
Yeah.
noticed.
Ethan,
So I'll probably get a message or something like this, but like, I'm going to preface this by saying buy what you can afford, because this is a hobby that we want to include everybody in. But for me, I would never fucking touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'm sorry. I just, it's trash. It's brass. It's gonna tarnish. The artwork's wrong. The font's wrong. The side plates are wrong. The leather cut is, so you just take the leather cut. Somebody took a razor blade, cut the leather, and then painted it black, and that was it. There's no finish work to it. There's no nothing.
How dare you say the artwork's wrong? You didn't notice that when it was on TV?
It's true. That's true. In 1996.
QI champ all day, baby. QI champ all day.
You let the hobby burn.
I was so mad when this replaced the 5-player. I was so mad.
So Jimmy, go ahead. Do your thing. What you got?
Yes. So I mean, obviously, like I
It's like
touched.
missionary position.
Yo, that's all some people get. That's all some people can get, bro. That's all some people can get.
No,
They're
we're not
lucky to
knocking.
get that, bro.
We're not knocking the affordability. Like you get whatever it
It's
is
a
that you
side
want,
play.
but it's just
Yeah.
funny when they. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, right? Like I agree with pretty much everybody's sentiments on the screen. So looking at something like this, like all I'll say to anybody in the hobby, or as I call it, the belt community, because unless your hobby is being on message boards and complaining about or whatever else the case may be, that's your thing. But in the belt community, if this was something that was presented to me, I would say, listen, save your money. If you have $150 now, save till you get $350 to $400 and buy something better than this, because you're going to get this. And if you're happy with this, then fantastic, man, because you know what? We all want to get to a point to where we can buy a classic shield.
Yeah.
We want to buy stuff like Nawaz. Get what you like. This is something that I don't like. I think we've all on this screen lived and learned on what is good and what's bad. And that's why you want to call us elitist. You want to say this, you want to say that, and that's fine.
baby.
A
So-
lot.
I've sold 45 belts to get down to 10, and I'm walking with 4 Americans and I got about 6 belts, and that's it from like 45, 50 belts. So I've lived and learned on, I want quality and I want something that's going to stand the test of time. This will not, and I won't buy this, but if it's what you can afford, then buy it. But I encourage you to save your money and get something that is quality that you will be happy with, that will stand that test of time.
Save
don't
an
buy
extra
this.
Save an extra $100, $150 to get a shop one.
Yeah, you save $25 a month. $25 a month. By the time the year's up, you can afford close to something Nawaz and get a Nawaz belt, which is so much better than most of the other belts. You can get something of quality, and you could buy something used from somebody for a good price at that. So don't buy this. Don't buy it. Please, I beg you. Don't buy this. Get Klarna and make payments over weeks and get a shop belt, and don't buy this.
I'm telling you, even with this, even with the classic shields, I wouldn't get the classic shields. I will literally go to the shop. Ethan, how much your guy charges for? I know I ask you every episode. How much your guy charges for a good re-leather?
Good re-leather. You're $250 to $300 depending on what time and how much work he's got going on.
If we order with the way Joey's gonna budget us, then we $319 plus $699 shipping. I mean, for less than $600, I'm having a good, decent freaking US.
It's not a good decent. You're having a phenomenal US.
Oh yeah,
Phenomenal.
It's better.
Phenomenal.
It's better than an Omi by far. It's better than an Nawaz. It's almost up there with classic shields because of the plates. They're just what they are. But
yes, Klarna.
Klarna
yes,
is the thing.
You can buy Klarna, PayPal Pay in 4. There's so many options out there for you guys. Go after them, research it, ask one of us on the screen. We will help you, and we will put you in the right direction to get something beautiful that will stand the test of time, and you will love every day you look at it.
And we'll play Thong Song while we're doing it.
And here's the thing,
Exactly.
nobody, again, I make $0, get zero better treatment than anyone by telling you that, hey, if you want it perfect, go to Classic Shields. Just go.
That's a lie. How do you think you got that suit?
But, hey, bro, chill.
And the cup, bro. That's a Classic Shields cup.
Facts.
But listen, man, you have to, if you don't want it perfect, this is what I say. If you don't want it perfect and it's a belt you can't get to from the shop, go to Nawaz. Right?
Fact.
If it's a belt you want perfect, Classic Shields. If it's a belt that you don't mind that the logo is not there and that the leather is not going to be on like floppy and stuff, and you just want to display, go to shop. Okay? Very simple, very to the point. Joey, which belt would you go to? I know I'm fucking with the ending stuff, and we'll just ask John. Classic Shields, because again, people are going to use this of how angry they are that you're a Classic Shields fanboy for saying that,
It does have the correct Croc backing on it. It does have the correct Jamar logo plate. But to me, this is not a belt that I'm high on. Like, if it was the 5-plater, I'd go to CS. Or Nawaz, or, Orm.
Yeah.
But since we're talking right now, I'm going to go to the shop. The ones that you showed on screen.
Yeah.
That's the way I would go. But if I wanted this belt, I would go to like Nawaz if we, But if we're talking about the people that are the pictures that you put on screen, I would go shop.
Jimmy, I'm gonna jump to you because I know Ethan's gonna go on his rant. So the replicas don't have the J Mars side plate, right?
Right.
If I were to give you one without the side plates, are you okay with it, or would that throw you off? Just
You're
not
saying
having the side plate there.
Without having the Jamar side plate?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. So I don't have I like the accuracy and all that kind of stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but if I have a beautiful belt, I'm okay with it. It's sitting on a shelf, okay? Like 90% of the time, like some people, you'll pull the belts out, you may take some photos with it, whatever. You'll admire it for a little bit, and it'll sit on your shelf for another few months. So if that plate means that much to you, then go to somebody who's going to make that plate, right? But if somebody gives me a belt, again, in that situation, that's cool. That's fine. I don't care about a Jamar plate because Jamar's not making belts for half the people because that's why the Better Business Bureau's got an F- for them. And the dude's not delivering on anything like that. So I'd actually rather have the Jamar plate off of it because fuck that guy. And I'd rather have a nice belt that is beautiful because like I said, I had the Nawaz version. I loved it. I'm going to get the shop version and add it to my WCW collection because the man Bret Hart held that. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Now, Ethan, let's hear from you.
So yeah, as speaking of bad shit, listen, Ethan.
Wow, that hurts.
I want to ask you directly because we get called Classic Shields fanboys because we like what we like, right? Call me a fanboy. If you didn't think that the
actually, I think it's really regressed to a dick rider. So go ahead and ask your question and preface it as dick rider now.
Okay, so
and he's very good at riding dicks, by the way. I just want to point that out.
His dick at night, he could burn.
So that 1 year time frame. Talk to me. What's up with that 1 year time frame?
Time frame sucks. I wish I'm not as good of a person internally as Jay Cross. That is Jay's going to be like, "Yo, brother, go ahead and take my spot on the belt." I'll message him for you. I'll get you in contact with him. But I'm not one of those people that's like, I'm not going to front about who I am. That's just not going to happen. So the 1 year time frame it sucks, but I'm still in the 1 year time frame.
I got my belt 1 year.
I have a like I said I had earlier, I have a belt on order that is not even etched yet and ordered a year ago. So call it what you want. at the end of the day, what we're all trying to do is we're trying to get belts that we like, we enjoy, we want. I would never order this belt from Classic Shields.
No, God, no, Jesus,
Ever.
No. I would not do that. I mean, it's a gorgeous belt, but I can literally get no. God, no.
You can get it from Shop for $319. As Jones said
The
earlier.
Jmar plate doesn't mean anything to me. So
you can buy a Jmar plate, an HD Jmar plate from Classic Shields, Nawaz, or a lot of different makers for $35 to $65.
Really, that cheap?
Yes,
No,
that cheap.
Oh.
Throw the logo plate on it, send it with your leather guy. You have an official fucking belt. Done.
Hey, don't say official. Not official.
As official as I'm going to call it. Sorry, Dan.
Not copyrighted. It's not. It's
sorry, Dan.
Still a bootleg.
Still love you.
Okay. Jesus. But you have to admit the from that Joey, from that eBay one, how does that quality look, baby?
Ooh, immaculate.
Right.
Now that etching is deep and it is beautiful. Now,
so deep.
I'm just, I know there's people that are watching that are like, another CS dick rider. But, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, they are the top of the food chain for a reason.
The food chain.
I wouldn't buy it from them. Like, I don't suggest anything.
Now, I wouldn't buy this belt from them because it's not one that I would, want.
It's one of my favorite belts, and I would go shop.
Honestly, and I'm sorry to interrupt, guys, my Nawaz, like the Nawaz I had, actually, I feel like looked better, or in par with this at least, compared to, CS. And it's like, I paid $350 for that. Actually, I think I paid a heck of a lot less from somebody else. I think I paid like $170 for it from someone secondhand, and it looked just as good, if not better than this. I mean, the etching was deep just as well, and it was an SD belt and it had all that. So you can go $350. You can go shop. I think Nawaz does a fantastic job with this.
You can do this. Get the shop belt, get the Jmar logo plate made, and then put it on American leather.
Hey, you wouldn't cap him, baby.
There's two belts that, in my opinion, do not need, warrant, or deserve to have to be HD. Jmar 3-plater, and I'm going to kill some people's dreams. The Big Eagle.
The block or the scratch?
Both, because all you're getting is the Campio and the little fucking...
Seculum.
Yes, and the little writing under the crest.
I don't know if I'm going to be bold enough and tell you that I would take it if someone could do a curve for me. I would.
I have a Nawaz gold scratch, and you could see an SD. Those words perfect. It does have a little curve, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because the shop one, bro, is fucking pancake flat. Like it's it's horribly bad. But I like what Classic Shields do, and I love that Jmar plate. But even though it doesn't mean
I like the all gold, it's a little different than the Europeans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that all gold one is nice. I think that's the same one that's on the cruiserweight.
Yeah. It's nice. I mean, Classic Shields, right? If you want a perfect, you go with them. But I wouldn't go because the shop is going to give you the perfection. You send it to Ethan's guy. You do like Ethan said and get just the Jmar plate, and you're done. So, last but not least, John Badoy's guy, Jmar, Mr. Joe Marshall. Original price was $1,700.
Amen.
$1,700. You know $1,700 for a belt?
Bro, I buy that all day.
Licensed, right? The last known sale was $4,250, Mr. James Taylor, Mr. Worldwide. Would you have paid it that much for an original Jmar?
If I had the money for it, absolutely. I mean, why not, right? Like, I want original made belts. I want the licensed belts, right? So if I was carrying that wad of cash in my back pocket, or if Jay decided, like the other two times we talked, he was going to gift this to me, of course I would have this, right? So I mean, everybody wants the original. Everybody wants the original maker. They want the Millikins. They want the Jmars. They want the Reggie Parks, right? Everybody wants that name to be branded with their belt. But not everybody has a Jamar or a Reggie or a Milliken budget, right? So, of course, if I had the cash for it, 100%. I mean, it's beautiful. Look at the look. You just got to look at it. Just look at it, right? You just got to look at it.
I mean, it is gorgeous. I mean, Joey, talk to me about does yours, the one you have, does it have the carved pieces in it, the carved sections in it, or no?
Oh no, it's hard to tell because this one is so deep etching.
You should have had it on your shoulder the whole time.
So that's a no, Joey. That's a no.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna retract my statement. I'm not taking Shop. I'm taking the Jamar, but I would take it at the 1,700 price point, not the 4,200.
4,250, baby. That's gas.
I'm good.
Ethan, talk to me because you have a, what is it? Mateen HD, right?
Yeah, well, I had one. I gave it away in a just help somebody out in the hobby.
So talk to me about details.
So I'm gonna piss the. So I'm like an elitist, like entry level, I guess. So I'm gonna piss a lot of the higher up guys off. Is like, so Jamar, love to have one. Same thing with Reggie or anything like that, right? But in 2022, we're buying a name. We're buying the stamp at the end of the tip. Because a Classic Shields Winged Eagle, a Classic Shields 3-plater, Classic Shields, anything is going to look better than any of the last belts Reggie produced or any of the belts that Jamar's currently producing or Milliken. Just going to look better.
Producing?
Oh, not producing much, apparently, but...
Look at that.
At 1,700, I'd do that all day.
All day, yeah, absolutely.
But not the 4,200.
Nah.
It's beautiful. I mean, you can, and the reason why I didn't include is because down the road we're gonna have a episode about alternate logoed license belts. Mm-hmm. Also, I didn't include Dan McMahon's WOW, but Dan McMahon's makes a WOW version, and we call it WOW because instead of saying WCW, it says WOW. Yeah. But I mean, it's a gorgeous belt, right? It's beautiful. I mean, look at the backing. Perfect, right? But there it is.
So did you, correct me if I don't know, I'm not a big Jamar guy. Did he do his own leather too, or did he outsource that?
No idea. Well, ask John. Maybe John will not. But maybe he did his own leather.
Because I know a lot of leather guys would do work for other people, and then they would just use the stamp. So
you put the stair stamp on it. Yeah. But that's a secret type of thing. That's not a out in the open type shit.
Yeah, that's keep that quiet.
Yeah, keep it on the down low. So yeah, WCW United States. I mean, before we ask everyone what is their favorite and what they will ask for the collection, let me bring back Mr. John Badoy. John, welcome back on board, baby. How you doing?
Boo Bear.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I learned a lot.
He chilling, he vibing, baby. Let me start with you. If you had to choose, which one would you go with? Who would you take?
Shop.
And let's say Jamar does his own leather. Okay. So John's going with the shop. Joey, what would you go with?
I'd go with shop, but I would take the Jamar at the $1,700 price point.
Okay.
But if it's at the 4,200, I'm going shop.
Ethan?
I'm taking $1,700 Jamar or shop.
Jimmy, I would ask you if you're going to take the eBay one, but I know that's going to be a no.
No, I was kind of thinking about it. If I was having a hard time, maybe, right? But
it's only because James has eBay butt cheeks, bro.
No, I do have eBay butt cheeks.
Are you looking for a horseman, Daddy? Looking for a horseman named James?
Listen, I'm gonna get that 3-plater. I'm gonna get it from the shop, baby. So I'd probably, but like I'd go with the shop, obviously. But if I had the budget, I would definitely take the Jamar. But obviously, I mean, I think like it wasn't on screen, but again, like I owned my Nawaz, and that was by far it looked phenomenal at the $350 price point. So I might actually take the Nawaz over a Jamar or the Shop.
Nice. Good to know it. Now, gentlemen, it's overtime. It's overtime. We're overtime. And I have to start it off with this one question. And tell me why. And I'll tell you at the end once you guys have told me. And I'm going to start with Joey.
Oh, fuck.
Do you stand with Naomi and Sasha Banks?
No, I don't.
Why?
So I'm a fan of Sasha's in-ring work, but I am not a fan of her little attitude. Okay. Stone Cold walked out, CM Punk walked out. I understand that. They were all the way at the top. Stone Cold's probably the most over guy in wrestling history, especially merchandise wise. He had a right to. He could do that. Punk had a right to. Sasha Banks, I think Naomi was, manipulated to walk out. I think
By Sasha?
Yes. I think that is why. But Sasha, nah. They're gonna, what I read is they're gonna let her, they're not gonna pay them both. They're gonna let them sit home and not pay them. I think they're gonna freeze the contract.
Don't they got 2 months left?
I think they do have 2 months, so I think they could freeze that contract. They could freeze it.
John.
But I know Jones is gonna say, I know Jones is saying he's not coming back on, but Jones, I'm right. Sasha's good in the ring, but her attitude is a little crybaby, little girl who pouts when it doesn't get her way.
John, what do you stand with Sasha and Naomi?
Yeah.
Why, King? Preach your truth.
Because
he comes up to their ankles.
Bro, I got you, John. Don't worry about that, bro.
Well, for honestly, for me, because they were trying to make something out of chicken shit. Like, how many teams are in that division in Raw?
How many?
5? If they were on there, like 5, maybe.
I think
4?
so. Yeah.
I think that's 5, both Raw and SmackDown.
So it's like you're gonna tell them, are you gonna be on here? But your titles, the one we're gonna say we're gonna feature all the time, yeah, that's not gonna get featured anymore. You guys are gonna feature these are the guys that we need, the single ones. So that's how I feel about it. It's like you're telling me to do my job at the very best I can, and all of a sudden you're like, nah, you're good. I want them to be good, better. You're okay. So sit down over there and just do your job. Like, I'm not with that. You gotta you tell me to do something, I'm gonna do the best I can. But if you just knock the wall under me, I'm like, the hell with y'all. I'm out. And Sasha got Disney, so
true.
You know what I mean? If anything, WWE needs her.
Ethan, what do you think? Do you stand with Sasha and Naomi?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna stand with them because here's the thing though. Naomi just is clearly, we all understand, was along for the Sasha ride in this thing, right? So with Sasha, she's probably one of the top 3 or 4 women's workers in WWE. And we don't know exactly how Laurinaitis treats the talent.
It's budget cuts, kids, budget cuts.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I play a little sympathy towards that shit because I'm a big Warrior mark. Warrior
gotta be a part of people power.
Warrior had to do what he had to do back then to get his money, so I'm not gonna fault nobody. And that's just how I'm gonna roll with it.
You gotta do what's right for the business.
You have to, bro. James Taylor, preach your truth.
You better not stand with them, you son of a. You better not stand with them, you son of a bitch.
So I'm gonna say I'm kind of in the middle, right? Because
no, you'll be buying Newman Ali from now on.
That's right, baby.
So I'm a little bit indifferent on it, and this is what I'll tell you why. So, Sasha
although I hear there is a new middleman back in the hobby.
Oh,
Makes good
oh,
quality belts, baby.
good quality belts, baby.
Paul,
So-
hold on, Paul. Bro, I've been battling with you all day, bro. Stay off of Vinny. Stay off of Jay. They're mine. I'll let you know when they're done.
Newman Ali, baby.
Oh my God.
All
All right, let Jay.
Oh.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, listen, motherfuckers. So, anyways, so Sasha has been known to have like little outbursts. She was out for a long period of time previously, right? So it's not the first time this has happened. But also, Naomi's kind of been down that road as well. So I'm not surprised by the fact that they both stepped out, but because they weren't kind of going down the avenue that they were going to. But I kind of stand with them in the point of, hey, listen, we want to make these titles worth something. You guys are taking us off, putting us elsewhere. We're trying to push this, and you guys don't care. So we're walking out. So I don't see anything wrong with them doing that. But at the end of the day, though, you have a job that you're supposed to do. You're getting paid, and you're getting put onto a platform with millions of dollars, with merchandising and everything else, right? And you're being told you have to go do a job. So go do the job. Do what's asked of you, because I believe there's an expectation. And then after you go and do your job, then go walk out. Then go and walk out. But do what was asked of you, because you're getting paid to do something. You're being put on a platform to do something. You believe in stuff, you got to stand up for what you believe in, and I get that. But at the end of the day, though, you're paid. You have a contractual agreement to do what is part of your contractual agreement, which is fulfilling the needs of what they get. The company gives you and gives you those expectations, and they didn't want to do it. I mean, look, if somebody's paying me millions of dollars, I'll have my beliefs, but I'm sure as hell going to go out there and execute and do what's asked of me. So,
But remember,
and
it's a
also,
double-edged sword.
go ahead.
remember when Vince did that interview with Austin a long time ago? He said, these new guys don't have the balls to," kind of saying these new guys don't have the guts or balls to do anything because I run the show. Like, I'm the only spot. Now Vince ain't the only one no more. So, and like, all right, you saying I don't have the balls? Here's your belt. See you.
Yeah, exactly.
And also,
Exactly.
Sasha's husband works behind the scenes in like
WWE, right?
Yeah,
The costume area.
yeah, the costume
costume
department. So I
area.
wonder how
Oh,
that's
he's a
gonna
kid.
happen.
Well, look at Uso. And Naomi. So I mean,
Then
So-
Naomi coming back.
But you
She's
also
part of the
have
family.
wrestlers that say like Vince loves when you challenge him. So if I'm Sasha, like go up to Vince and be like, yo, like I understand like with the tag team titles, like there should not be a women's tag team titles. Cause you're not using it right. You're not using it, you know, correct. So I understand Sasha's frustration there. And I understand
wasn't she already hot though because of the Ronda thing too?
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
was. So Naomi was supposed to pin her. Naomi would face Bianca at Hell in
And
a
Charlotte
Cell.
was supposed to be with Sasha, right?
No. Ronda was supposed to.
Oh,
Sasha was
okay.
supposed to win the match on SmackDown and then face Ronda. But I'm sure she's like, yo, why do I have to job to Ronda? Me and Naomi have to both job to both of them. So it's making it look like the tag team titles are a little, less, because if they're
Prestigious.
both, prestigious if they're both jobbing. So I understand that part, but like if you're gonna stand up, don't just walk out. Go to Vince's office, be like, listen, I don't agree with this. This is what I need. This is what I think should happen. Challenge him. He likes being challenged. From what you
Honestly,
hear,
I don't think they probably let her because I think maybe they were trying to talk to him. Like, hey, can we talk to Vince? No, he can't. He's busy right now, kids. Not really talk to Vince. Like, no, he's busy right now. You could talk to me. I'll take it to Vince. I'll suck his dick too after that if you want.
Yeah.
That's
But
true story.
Here's my people power. Here's my people power book. Read it.
Yeah. The report said though that they supposedly, right? Because we only know what the reports are. It said that they went to Vince and they had something else in place, and then it changed afterwards. So they did go to Vince, according to the reports. So they did go to challenge Vince. They went directly to him, and then after it came back through creative, it wasn't the way they wanted, the way they talked about. So, right, Jones, exactly. So I mean, they went and challenged them. And they did what they said that they were going to do, and then it did differently. It went differently, and they said, "Okay, you know what? We're done." I mean, not for nothing, those guys, like I said, Sasha has been. There's been rumors of her and Bailey kind of like pouting in the hallways and stuff like that. And Sasha
I heard about that at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Naomi has had like issues and stuff like that. Not to mention with Jimmy Uso and stuff like that with his
Facts.
DUIs and stuff. So like they both have kind of been problematic. So when they say that Sasha manipulated Naomi, they were probably both in it together. I don't like you make a decision as an adult. If you allow somebody to manipulate you, then that is on you.
Mhm.
You chose to ride with them. As an adult, you made an adult decision. So stop trying to put it on Sasha because you heard all these stories. Naomi was in it too. She went there. They said, enough of this crap. I'm done dealing with it. Here you go, Laurinaitis. We're future endeavoring you. Make this shit
Out.
right or else.
Yeah, I think the morale backstage with like the producers and everything with the wrestlers are a little down. Like,
Yeah.
there's always some people that are like, oh, AEW, the inmates are running the asylum. Well, wouldn't that be true with WWE? Because you don't see that in AEW. You don't see the wrestlers walking out and leaving.
That's true.
But, there could be some more behind the scenes thing. Like, there's stuff that came out about Stephanie that it wasn't all like with family and other stuff. There were some more things going on.
Well, with Steph, it's kind of weird because she almost lost her husband. Like, she almost became
Yeah.
a single mother, yo. Like, that's real. That's scary shit.
Maybe she needs time to reflect. Maybe it was tough on her.
Facts.
She hasn't had time off, so she's like, yo, let me get.
So she's
Right.
she's been working there since 18 maybe, right?
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah, she's been there for a
And
while.
she's been getting worked. She's been getting
Yeah.
worked too, apparently to the rumors.
Bro, ask Macho
No.
Man.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I was leaning towards. That's what I was saying.
So,
Yeah,
and
Stephanie
speaking
from
of
the back.
like the rumors that have been going around about like WWE and the unifications of the titles, right?
Yeah.
I think we have to admit here that I'm a WWE guy, and we have to admit that these titles don't mean what they used to mean, right? I don't even know who the fuck Indian or Continental Champion is. I didn't even know the United States title was still active.
It's sad.
So I'm thinking that
I don't even think they're getting defended at the pay-per-view.
no, they're not.
Like,
How about even the pre-shows? Really?
Yeah, not even the pre-shows.
no.
So my question to you is like, barring the Intercontinental in the United States, because I think there's enough talent to hold those two together. Now that they've unified the Raw and SmackDown tags plus the WWE and the Universal, do you think they should get rid of the women's tag, put only one women's title, unify them all, get rid of the draft completely? Because remember, there was only one reason for the draft and one reason alone. There was too much talent for one show. There was just too, even though they have Raw and SmackDown, they needed to separate the storylines. So what do you think? Should the titles be unified and then just go get updated designs and go straight back to how it was pre 2002? Joey, go ahead.
Yes. So what I'm reading now is there's no more brand split. Like I was reading, like Cody, Zeth, they're all on SmackDown like now. So there's no more brand split. I don't think you need to have a brand split. Just have one title, one world title, one women's title. And this is what you do. You have one world title. You want to get to that mountaintop? Do something. Show me something. Stand out.
Yep.
Just like how it was back in the day.
Facts.
Jimmy Taylor, go ahead.
I agree 100% because I think having two separate world titles that back in the day it worked, right? You had the big gold, you had the WWE title, right? And you kind of tried it. You had those splits, and it works for a little bit, but it's only periodical. You have WWE's roster is significantly smaller now compared to what it used to be. You got 3 hours of television that you can pack into Raw, and you can have all these titles. You can have title defenses. You can have everything else. But I think simplifying the titles and having an Intercontinental title, a women's tag team title, not on NXT, but to be defended all the way around, because you don't need one on NXT. You can use the women's titles just like they were using in the first place to go to NXT to defend their titles. But I think simplifying it, and that's the thing that I think everybody kind of has to get to, is you overcomplicate things. And I see Tony Khan's talking about adding more titles and stuff like that. I think you add one more title and that's all they need. But I think you need to keep everything simplified. You need to utilize your roster to the strengths of what it is instead of having it split. Roman's money, Cody's money right now. Have them on both damn shows. You're going to get more viewers when you simplify it and you maximize your potential and you make people in that locker room work instead of sitting at catering all day. When they get time, go work your ass off and show that you deserve the time that you got, rather than, hey, I got 5 minutes on SmackDown today and then I spend the next 7 hours in catering. Make them want it. Make them earn those spots on both shows and make them go earn those title shots and make those titles mean something again. Roman has made those titles that he's holding. He made the Universal title feel like a big match feel. When you go to see, when he goes to perform, it's got more of a big match feel. But it's not like the WWF title, because the WWF title should be the core title. It shouldn't be the Universal title. It should be the WWF title. But I mean, and again, that's just my opinion. I think if you simplify everything down, you get it down to a limited amount of titles, and you make them worth something, you make people actually go out there and fight and earn their money, it'll make it for a better show. You get rid of the producers, you limit your stuff, and you do something great with that stuff. I mean, it's not rocket science at all. The Attitude Era was phenomenal.
All facts. All facts. Ethan Thompson, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna piggyback off of all the Unify things. I think, yeah, they do not have the talent. They do not have the writing ability. They don't have anything to have such a large brand split. No brand split. I think if you want to push some people, you eliminate the brand split. You give Cody, like I said, you have Cody right now, and he's kind of in this place of a weird place because you gave him a U.S. title shot with, Theory, but there was like a DQ or something like that. Give Cody the IC, bring back some titles that mean something, and just start from the ground up again, because at some point you have to admit defeat.
Yeah.
And you brand split it to a point where you watered down your product so bad. So let's just start from the ground up again. Get rid of the women's title, the tag title. Let's get the IC and the championship and those belts back to what they need to be, and go from there. Build some stories. You got Gabriel Stevenson that can come in and work somewhere, and because any good story 6 months out.
Yeah.
I say at SummerSlam, unify the women's title. Have Bianca
Agreed.
versus Ronda.
Agreed.
You keep
Agreed.
the US and the IC as the
I
two
agree with
secondary
that.
titles, but
Yeah.
unify the women's title at SummerSlam.
Or even doing away with the US and bring back like the European.
I would think like, yeah, if you do away either the IC or the US and you bring that,
You don't do
European
away
back
the
in,
IC. You just can't. That
Yeah,
to
you
me,
can't.
that would be blasphemy to do away with the IC. But
I agree with that.
you bring back the IC to what it was. The IC is the workhorse.
Oh, for sure.
If you
that's
do
a
the
fact.
European, I could see like Drew McIntyre like holding it,
Well,
like going like,
he
because
talked
they
about
got that
Yeah.
show in September in Wembley Stadium, is it?
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
You could bring it back for that.
And they had a mock-up of it, so it had the network logo. So you've seen like kind of like release pictures with the network logo. I
Yeah.
think it's a beautiful title. I think nobody buys another boot European unless you like the WWF logo when if they released a European that looked like that. I mean, you throw it on Drew McIntyre, you have him run with that title. You have the IC title, you eliminate the US, and you merge those two, the US and the IC. I think that's great because I think there's too much going on right now. WWE needs to get back to simplification and broaden their horizons with their fans, because there's too much going on. And I think ending the brand split's good. I think there's more money to be made there. I think there's more grind for people to want to have TV title, because look, people are going to get sick of the fact that Roman's on Raw, Roman's on SmackDown. Well, Roman's the money. Then you're going to have Cody on Raw. You're going to have Cody on SmackDown because he's money. You're going to have all these guys who are money on these shows, and you're going to start bringing in more viewership because they have the charisma.
Nice.
They have
And-
the it factor.
But here's the thing that nobody thinks about. And this is what I worry about, is you take Roman's one injury away from WWE being fucked.
Ooh,
No.
yeah.
'Cause-
Roman goes down with an ACL or something, a back injury, a neck injury,
Mhm.
and he's out 6 to 8 months. What do you have? Nothing.
No,
No,
got
you
Cody
have
right
nothing
now.
because you, know
have
what?
our truth.
No, you have 100% of nothing because you know what? You have
beg to
Cody,
differ.
right? You have Cody. But WWE's doing the same thing AEW did with Cody. You built him up to this, but you haven't really done anything to him. You gave him the Austin Theory match. Okay, that's fine. You should have gave him an Intercontinental Championship match and gave him back that Intercontinental Championship if you wanted to push him in Theory the way you wanted to push him.
No,
But you didn't.
I agree with that.
But you didn't. You did some stupid DQ, and that's what it is.
Right.
So you're juggling only a couple of fruit in your basket, and if one of them fruit get injured, you're done.
Yeah.
They're putting
No, I mean,
they're putting all the focus on Roman, and like Ethan said, there is just, it's scary that this one thing can go wrong, and it just booms from there. John, what do you think about the whole unifying, getting it all? You've heard from everyone. What are your thoughts?
Well, I actually agree with James because the original plan of the women's tag, they're supposed to travel to interpromotional like
Correct.
NXT
that's what it
and
was supposed to be.
all that, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
keep it
that's
that
what
way.
it was supposed
It's
to be.
literally simple. Just keep it that way because you don't have a large women's division or women's tag division. I'm sorry.
No, you don't.
Like you gotta use whatever you can. And with the if you guys do the US and the European, right, and kind of blend them together, isn't that technically
agree.
the Intercontinental already?
No, well, because we had the Intercontinental and we had the European back in the day at the same time.
But
So
you didn't have the US.
you didn't have the U.S.
So I take the U.S. out and add the European.
Agreed.
Yeah, but after you give it to Drew, and let's say you give it to who else?
So you go Cody as the IC, Drew as the Intercontinental, or
I'm talking
flip
about
that.
a European. Let's say you bring the European in.
And that
Give
goes to Drew. Yeah. IC to
what?
Cody. Then
No,
you have
but like,
Roman as the heavy.
I'm talking about just the European. Like,
I would.
where does that go?
Because the European's not like only for like stars that are from the countries.
Right.
But like I'd put it on Drew to like push it and get it over first, and then I'd have it a couple months later bounce it around.
Because for me, what I would do with it, just me being weird and just thinking out the box, I would say let Drew win the US and say, I don't want this garbage. I'm from Europe, European Championship.
Yeah, you could do that.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't even be bad at all. Like
No.
That wouldn't be. That wouldn't be at all. That'd be a new way to introduce the title.
Yeah, because I was thinking, didn't Lance Storm did that, right? Because I seen a clip.
He's
won
got the
the
Can-
US.
yeah, he had the
He had the
Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, okay.
So those two. There's a lot of concepts that the WWE can manipulate, but it's their willingness, and that's the whole thing is, are they willing to like?
The crazy part is the writers don't even like the split brand stuff. Because I remember I was listening to Bruce Pritchard, and he was like, "Why are we splitting brands? This is more work.
It is.
Why are you doing this? They're giving me more money, pal."
And here's the thing: one of the things I think creative did well, and it was finally, I don't know if they listened to the fans or something, was turning Roman Reigns heel. I would have never, ever in my wildest dream thought that I would have bought a Roman Reigns shirt. Ever. I wouldn't have thought. I have a black Bloodline shirt, and today the red one came in, and baby, next week when I get paid, I'm going to be ordering 2 more acknowledgement shirts because Roman is my guy. And John, I want to start with you. Final subject. Is the Bloodline storyline dying out, or is there still potential to keep it going?
You're going to hate me for this, but I never followed the Bloodline storyline. I followed Ezekiel more.
Get him off the screen.
I followed the Ezekiel because for me the Ezekiel was hilarious. I'm like, this is for real.
I can't
like,
deal
why?
with
I
the
love
ultimate.
that.
I can't deal with Ultimate Warrior tassels.
Yeah,
I love it. I
do
love
not
it.
use
that
the
to me is
tassels,
more
bro.
entertaining. I'm just like, bro, this is Elias. No, it's not. It's Ezekiel. Look, this is my brother taking pictures together. I'm like, this is funny as hell.
I love it, bro.
This is dope. But the acknowledge me stuff, I'm like, all right, I get it. You're healed. Okay.
John, you gotta.
Sorry,
have to
man.
let it-
Sorry.
You have to let it grasp you, right? You have to feel it in your soul, bro. This
I tried,
weekend,
man.
bro.
I tried.
This weekend, I'm wearing my Son of Mars low, all red, with my Red Bloodlines T-shirt, bro.
Oh,
You
got
know,
hey,
ready.
Hey, John,
Bro,
this
get
weekend,
ready.
John, I'll tell you what you do right now. This weekend, you go to In-N-Out because we in Cali, so you got to get the In-N-Out, bro.
facts.
You go to
Animal style
In-N-Out,
double, bro.
you get your animal style double, bro.
Animal style.
And
bro,
when you
that's
take
it.
that first bite, you just think of Bloodline, bro.
Facts.
And every bite after that, you just think of Bloodline, bro.
That's
You'll
more like
be
Five
okay.
Guys, man. I think about it. Like,
Yo, Five Guys just expensive as ass, bro.
yeah, that's why.
It's
It's
true.
like it's
It's
a
true.
lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
I
think
don't
I'm
really
getting
get
that
it.
tomorrow.
That's
think it's
that's
just me.
that Bay Area money, bro. We don't do that here in the Valley, bro.
That $7 gallon of gas over here, bro.
James, let's go
Bro,
back to the
chill
bar
the
tomorrow.
fuck out.
Yo, I was
Hey, it's
660.
happening.
Hey, you can. Me and John can attest to gas, bro. I was 669 today a gallon.
No, baby.
$4.49.
Dr. King didn't die for all that, bro.
At Costco,
Six-
I thought I got a deal of $6.50.
Yeah, 669,
Oh,
bro.
I got a deal.
We look at James Taylor. You tell me, baby. Is the Bloodline storyline dying out, or do we still?
No,
got
I
some
think-
traction?
I think we still got traction. They just united the title. So now you're getting a whole different anger now because now the Bloodline owns everything, right? So Roman is strong, man. He's got that aura about him that we wanted to see, that we knew he had. All you had to do was turn that heel turn, and now you're seeing what Roman can do, right? And then you're seeing what the Usos bring to the table. You unify those titles, man. Now we got to limit it for it. We got this. We got the ball rolling, and now we're heading towards Royal Rumble time, right? We're heading towards that season. We're heading towards WrestleMania season, and who knows? Maybe you bring The Rock into the fold. Maybe you bring the Usos' brother up from NXT, and you add another layer to the Bloodline. You know, you can only add more to it. You can bring back Rikishi to be part of that. There's so many different avenues that you can go with the Bloodline. But to me, I think I think the Bloodline's strong. I think Roman's strong. I think just and a factor of it is that he's connecting with fans like yourself, Jay, and like me, who would have never bought a Roman Reigns shirt. I've got free Roman Reigns shirts. You know, I got them in the box sets and stuff like that. I wasn't gonna wear Roman. I like Roman, but he just after the Shield broke up, he just kept the whole Shield mantra. So you finally progressed into this, and it's like, damn, this is good. This is what I want to see from him. Throw the ones up. I got my Bloodline hoodie. I got my Acknowledge Me shirt. I'm all Roman Reigns. I'm all Bloodline. I think it's the best thing WWE has done for a long time, since something like the Shield, since the Wyatt family, because the Shield was great. The Wyatt family was fantastic. You're finally getting a stable that shows dominance. So, and yeah, Jacob Fatu, you bring in somebody like that. I mean,
Facts.
wow, there's so much you can do with it. Still 2 years running strong.
And they got the token white guy too with Sami Zayn.
Is it
Yeah,
really
exactly,
running?
bro.
Is it really running strong though?
Hey,
Go ahead,
look,
Ethan. Go ahead. Your turn.
I'm getting to that point where it's kind of stale to me. It's a little stale because so we had the first half of Roman's reign where he would get his ass beat and the Usos come in and save his ass and do their thing, and that was fine and all dandy. And then now Roman's doing the Roman thing and everything like that. But so the only logical next step would be you bring in the Rock for that bloodline family struggle. But when you bring in that Rock for the bloodline family struggle, to me that's the end all.
Oh, I
That's
agree.
the peak.
I agree.
That's it.
That's the send all. So to me, if I was WWE, like Gabriel Stevenson, that's one of the guys I'm kind of pinning some hopes on. So if I was WWE and I wanted to fuck with the bloodline, WrestleMania, I'd have Rock versus Roman. and then somehow I'd have Gabriel Stevenson screw whoever they wanted to screw, Rock or Roman, in that match. And that introduces them and gives them something. Because otherwise, you have Rock beat Roman. That totally undermines Roman's entire reign. You have Roman beat Rock. What do you do next? You have nothing.
Joseph Latanza, do you agree with what Ethan Thompson is saying? Do you think that the Bloodline storyline still has heat? Does it still have the muscle to push forward?
All right. So I feel like Roman, it reminds me of like the Hulk Hogan syndrome. Like when Hogan was face, remember he gets in WCW, keep pushing him down the face or, throats. And he was getting a few boos more than cheers. Then he joins the NWO and becomes Hollywood Hogan. Everybody loves him. Everybody's getting a Hollywood rules.
Love me some Hollywood
yes,
Hogan.
exactly.
Yeah.
I love Hollywood Hogan. Like I take him over Hulk Hogan. Like you were buying the Hollywood Rules shirt. You were buying. Everybody was buying the NWO shirt. I know I had one
Nitro, Thunder.
at 10 years old. Yes. So Roman's in that same category. When he was a face, he was being pushed down our throats.
Yeah.
When he turned heel, I got me ahead of the table shirt. I'll tell you this: when you go to a WWE live event and you see and hear Roman's entrance come out, you get goosebumps. You feel it like it's like a big impact. When
people go nuts.
When me and James went to SmackDown, and we saw Roman come out, I mean, it's just like a big. When that music hits, it's like a big feel.
Fight feel.
Yes.
Big fight feel. Like when he comes out. Yeah.
I don't see him dying. Like even Bret Hart. Bret Hart's my favorite wrestler. When he was face, he was great, but when he turned heel, just pushed it over the top with the promos. Like he was a good promo guy when he was face, but he was a better promo guy when he was a heel. Same with Roman. I don't think it's dying. Roman's the best right now in the business. There's nobody right now that can touch him in a big match feel and, with star power right now in WWE. And I think that's going to, let me just say that not just WWE, but I think for all wrestling promotions. Now, I know there's some people like, man, you don't know nothing about NWA. Let me tell you. But I'm sorry, NWA died.
But hold on, Joey.
Huh?
Is that a testament to Roman, or is that a testament to how weak WWE is?
I think it's a testament to Roman because of how he's doing his promos and how he walks with swagger and everything.
He does.
Yeah.
Even when he does his promo,
he walks like he owns the spot.
Yeah, when me and James were at the SmackDown, this was right after Cena showed up at the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And it was Money in the Bank. And when Roman said, it's like missionary position over. I mean,
over and over.
Yeah, I mean, you just feel it. Like even when he was going with Cena, he's like, "Oh, it's Mr. Missionary." I thought I was gonna get a new Cena. They just put a little paint job on him, like his promos and everything.
Wow. Really?
What?
What you were saying, Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman got a little gutter when he became heel.
Yeah.
And that's facts. That's facts.
Now Heyman does help because Heyman is the best talker in the business.
He's great.
But even when Heyman doesn't speak, Roman can hold his own. But I like when he's like, "A wise man," he just calls him wise.
I think, and to touch on all that, right? So we all, I think Roman, he brings a different element. Like WWE is definitely weak, right? And you can kind of look at it like that. But Roman, you put Roman in prime WWE with his vibe, Roman succeeds. I feel that.
Hold on, no.
Does.
Prime WWE. What prime WWE are we talking about?
Well, we're talking I'd say probably within the past, not Attitude Era, but I'm saying
because I was gonna say,
Perfect.
If you put Roman in the Stone Cold Rock,
no, not at
that
all.
area, bro, he's middle of the pack at best.
You put him in the ruthless aggression. You put him in the
I would
ruthless
aggression
aggression till
WWF.
now, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have said
I can see that.
WWF if I was talking that era. So, but I say prime WWE when they had like a prime, right? So you put him up against like a CM Punk, you put him up against a Cena with this attitude, the swagger he's got,
Yeah.
the bloodline.
So, but
I
yeah,
think
but
it
that
worked
that
then
that
until now.
that goes to my argument of, is he really that good, or is everything else just that bad?
Well, the ruthless aggression era,
think it's a
like
mix.
it was
It's a
great
mix.
because you had Lesnar, and you had like Angle, you had the SmackDown 6. Ruthless aggression era was still great.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
It was good, but I mean, it's kind of like with the roster that they kind of got now. It's kind of like you're reliving it, except it's a lot. You've already seen the story. You've already seen it, so that's why I said if you take Roman and you put him in that era, and it's a fresh storyline back then. It's not something that we've seen a million times. Like we're already reliving the same thing over and over, like missionary, right? But you put Roman and the Bloodline in that era, which we can't, right? But like. It works. Roman works in that era. He's got that attitude. He was the face, and then you put him to the heel, and that's like, I think if you put him in that era, it's like it's not as big as Hogan, but it's up there with the Hogan era because everybody loved Roman, and then he turns heel. Then you get that Roman change. It's like, my God, it would have worked so well back in those days had he been. Had that opportunity been there, but we're living in new years. Yeah. We're living in our time. WWE is very lackluster, but they're Disney, so Disney's good though. So I don't know if that's necessarily Disney, but they run. People know WWE. They follow WWE because that's what we know. And then you have an alternative like AEW come around, and it freshens the business up. It livens the wrestling business. You got all these promotions popping up everywhere. But again, staying on the subject. Roman would work in the ruthless aggression area. He works now because maybe, yes, he is the best thing going because it is weak. But now you've added Cody in the mix. Cody, it all depends on how he's going to be booked. But Cody
that is true.
Has WWE by the nuts right now. I mean, they got a damn countdown clock for Cody. So, like, everybody they know that their product is so stale that they have to put a damn countdown clock so you can see Cody – an AEW draw, a former WWE guy who's on a platform that he rightfully should have been in the first place. I think he would have worked great in Evolution had you given him that ball and let him run with it. But Cody's finally on that platform that he deserves, and now you got a freaking countdown clock for Cody. You don't have a countdown clock for Roman. You got it for Cody because people are tuning in to watch Cody, and he came from AEW, and that's your competition. That's the only competition Roman has as far as anything, because Cody's printing money right now for WWE.
I will
in my
say this.
opinion.
Yes, go ahead, Joey.
Dave, like, as much as we love Roman, half of us on the screen, and thank you. So I think WWE painted him so much bigger and like made him such like a beast that it's hard for anybody to beat him right now. Like, they put him on this plateau, which rightfully deserved.
But again, though, is that a plateau, or if anybody beats him, it all falls apart?
But think about it, though. Had WWE booked Brock like this, okay, and Brock showed up week after week after week, right, and gave him that and Brock actually lived that platform, then people would have liked Brock Lesnar a lot more than what they did. They love Brock Lesnar now. They love Brock.
No, Brock was doing some main stuff though. Like he
was
a UFC guy.
Man.
Yeah,
and John, I have to agree. I enjoyed when he was like the Universal Champion. He had the red strap. I enjoyed that run.
Love the red strap.
I really did.
That was the best. That was the best.
So here's the thing, gentlemen. Thank you so very much. We're gonna go to chat, and we're going.
Hey, that's for Panetta, bro.
We're gonna continue this conversation. John Badoy, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta add John. We gotta add John to the chats, bro.
Yeah, let's add John to the chat. John, you're gonna want to mute the whole thing, but we'll add.
Yeah, you'll mute it, but just jump in time to time when you get bored.
I got you.
Hey, I just added John to the chat right now. So.
All right, good.
Of course you did.
Thank you so much, John, for coming on. I really do appreciate it. You're welcome anytime. Joey V, as always, you're the best. Ethan, you as well. My two twins. James Taylor, we're gonna have a fantastic time at SummerSlam. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let me address the people before we go. Oh, J-Mark. Guys, before we go, it is back, the jar of fucking optimism. The jar of optimism is back. So I'm gonna read you guys something before we go, so you can, for the next month, you can know how to live your life. So, positivity for the day. Save this for tomorrow. It says, today is going to be good. It's not gonna focus. So, yeah, trust me. It says today is going to be good. Save it for tomorrow. You're gonna have a great day tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming on with us. We do appreciate it. Hopefully, you found some value in our video today. We want to educate so that people don't lose their money when trying to purchase one of these products. Thank you so much for watching. We do really appreciate it. We'll see you next week for Culture Shock Live. And until then, be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. Take care.